Good morning and welcome back to the channel.
Good morning and welcome back to the channel.
Fuck's sake.
Welcome back to the channel.
I've not been out in over a month and these guys are really putting me off. Well, good morning and welcome back to the channel. So good to be out. I'm in Dorset, as you can probably tell behind me. We're at Old Harry's Rocks. Myself and Steve drove down quite late last night, got down about 11:30, and yeah, got up really early this morning at 3 o'clock. And what a beautiful place. I've been wanting to come to Dorset for such a long time, and yeah, this weekend it's finally happening. Not put any videos out for quite some time. In fact, I've not really been out with a camera for well over a month now. Got a new puppy called Taylor. He's a Borador, a cross between a Labrador and a Border Collie, and as I'm sure you can all imagine, he's taken up so much of my time. But yeah, we couldn't be happier. But great to be back out with the camera, great to be back out with the guys. As I say, new location I've not been to before. I've already framed up and taken a shot, and yeah, just thought I'd make things difficult for myself and go for an actual pano. So I've gone for what I believe to be quite a classic shot of this kind of arching sort of edge of the cliff here, going out to the rocks and making sure I've got separation between the different elements as well. To achieve that, I had to go for a pano. Even at 16mm, it wasn't wide enough to incorporate that arch and incorporate the separation between the rocks. So gone for a pano, 28mm. I can't remember how many shots it was across, probably 6, but I've also bracketed as well. And we are battling against the wind a little bit, so I've not opted for a long exposure like I think Steve's doing, because I just can't be bothered to deal with the wind. But it's working out quite nice, and we've got some lovely, like a lovely band of sort of soft golden light there in the sky, and it's just a beautiful, beautiful place. And we also have got some lovely light on the rocks over this side, where we're getting some reflected light up the sky there. It's just lighting up the cliffs there with a slight golden tint to it, set against the background of this sort of blue, sort of moody tone in the sky. So I'm going to go over there in a moment and grab that shot. But for the moment, let me put this one on screen for you now. I think it's going to turn out to be quite a nice shot. And well, we're just going to stay here for a bit, see what happens with the light, and try and bag some shots. So anyway, here's this shot. So I've come over to the other side now, and I have framed up a shot with this pinnacle. The light's not quite as good as it was, unfortunately. I was prattling around too long over there, and yeah, that soft light that we had on here has kind of fizzled out. I think it's still quite nice though. We have got a lovely band of pink, I think they call it Bout of Venus, I don't know, going across the sky there. And we have got some soft light on the rocks, which is quite nice, and I just framed it up in such a way that I've got a nice bit of separation between the rocks and that main sort of pointy pinnacle there in the background. It's quite a nice shot. Prattling around with exposures as well, so I've basically put the 6-stop on, and I was getting sort of like 15-second exposures, which has been a bit of a challenge, as I say, with this wind that we've got, but I think I've got a sharp enough image. So if this one works out any good, I'll pop it on screen. Okay, so the sun's up now and I've been running around absolutely frantically trying to get some shots. I reshot the same shot I just talked to you about a moment ago. Quite a nice simple shot with the pinnacles and the cliffs here. And as you can see, you've got this lovely light on there now, just got a slight pink tone to it, which works really quite nice. And I did grab another shot as well. I don't know if you can see this on the camera down here. Got these yellow flowers. If anyone knows what they're called, let me know in the comments. And I've just placed those right at the bottom of the frame, and then in portrait orientation again, going out to the cliffs there in the background. That's been quite a challenging one because the focal length and because I'm full frame, if I got too close, I felt that I was getting too much of a gap in the sea there. So I came back and used the zoom to go in a bit, but then I was struggling a bit with the focus as well. With the wind we've got, focus stacking this would be an absolute nightmare. So I'll just try to find a bit of a compromise with this as best I can. And I think I've got most of these flowers sharp enough, and obviously the cliffs there in the background. So the image I spoke about, again, with the cliffs and this light, just a nice simple image, long exposure. And this shot, I'll pop on screen for you now. It's a beautiful, beautiful morning. I have just seen another shot over there, really nice simple shot of this ship in the sea. That's where the ships usually are. Going across where the light is now, it's absolutely beautiful. So I'm going to go and grab that. Just running around absolutely frantically. I'm absolutely loving it. All right, you have to excuse me, I'm probably a silhouette because I'm shooting right towards the sun, but I have just grabbed an image here of this beautiful light coming across the sea here, leading out to that ship in the background, which is just crossing the path of that sunlight now. I've gone for a portrait orientation again, placing the sky on pretty much the top third, and like I say, you've got this line of the sea just leaning out to that ship, and obviously the sun there in the background. I don't know if it really works as a shot, it's not my normal kind of scene, but take it nonetheless while I'm here. If it works out any good, I'll pop it on screen. But now, I'm just going to have to see if I can find some more shots. Okay, so I've come further down now, and I've lost some of the separation with the end rock of Old Harry's rocks there, but that's okay. What I've done is I've gone for a pano again, using what I used for my first shot this morning, this sort of sweep of this arch here, because there's some lovely light on here leading out to those rocks, and I've got the sun in the frame as well. And we have just got a beautiful sailboat going through. I'm going to try and quickly grab this with the sun again coming through. I need to go and get that, just 1 second. Ah, damn it, just missed it. That would have been absolutely beautiful with that sun lighting up those sails, but oh, it is what it is. I think Steve might have got it. Paul missed it, he's not happy. But yeah, this shot anyway, as I say, you've got this beautiful sort of arch going around there, through to the rocks. Bit of a compromise, you do lose the separation with that end rock there, but you do have this lovely sweep of these grasses. They've got a lovely sort of golden tone to them at the moment, and obviously the sun in the frame as well. Really, really quite nice. Let me pop this on screen for you now. Yeah, I might just stay around here for a bit more, try and play around with some of these flowers that are around. On the edges there's some yellow flowers here, there's some sort of reeds here, there's some little purple flowers down there, so I'm going to have a look at those as well. Plenty of options. I've just taken another image here in portrait orientation right on the deck here. There's some purple flowers that Paul is standing in. And yeah, using them as a foreground interest. Out with this rock here to that one in the background, and I've got the sun in the frame again. It's going to be quite a few different exposures to actually blend together here. So I've taken one for the flowers, because that's really quite close to the lens, and I'm going to have to focus that, which I don't know if it's going to work because of this wind, but we'll give it a go. So I focused on, as I say, focus on these flowers. I'll tell you about that in a minute. I focused on these flowers, focused out on the background there, and also I've taken one at f/22 specifically for the sun to try and get a nice sun star. So it's going to be a challenging edit. If it works out, it'd be a miracle, but I'll give it a go anyway. So I'll pop it on screen. Let me know what you think in the comments. And that whole commotion that you heard then from Steve and Colin. They've noticed a nest on the edge of the cliff here, and yeah, I think they're thinking they can try and call the bird out to try and take a shot of it. I won't be taking a shot of the bird because I've left my 100 to 400 back at the car, but wow, what a beautiful place. Right then, as is typical with summer, it's only 6 o'clock and the light is getting a bit too harsh for photography, unfortunately. So I think I'm going to end it, but I've had a fantastic morning out. I think I've got a couple of nice images as well. So yeah, do hope you've enjoyed this. If you have, please consider hitting the like button. And if you've really enjoyed it, I'd happy if you subscribe to the channel. Hoping to get more videos out, more regular moving forward as the pup's got a little bit older. Yeah, getting a bit more opportunity to get out with a camera, which is looking good. And I've got a good couple of months of photography coming up. Like I say, we're in Dorset here all weekend, so you'll see a few more videos from here. And then the f7.1 guys are meeting up in Northumberland in a couple of weeks' time for a few days. So that should be brilliant. I'm really looking forward to that. It's somewhere I've always wanted to go to. And yeah, everything else in between. So anyway, hope you've enjoyed this. I'll see you soon.